What's good, YouTube? We done did the what to expect for all the teams, and it been successful. Now we gotta go into predicting. We did the West, the East, all the teams. Now it's time to do the awards. Predicting before the season start who is going to win the most improved player. That's the first award we're going to start off with. Last year we had Yanni. I picked Harrison Barnes, who actually was a contender, but Giannis had a significantly better improvement in season, and he was an all-star and an all-NBA player, so I give him credit. I do live in Wisconsin. I don't live that far from Milwaukee, probably like 5 minutes, so it was fun to go see Giannis play this year. Then at the All-Star game, then see him be on All-NBA team. He definitely deserves it, but he won't be on this list this year. I got multiple people that's going to be into the running. So first we're going to go through all the people, and I'm going to tell you who I think is going to be the most improved player going into, at the end of the next year. First, DeAngelo Russell. Only reason why I picked DeAngelo Russell as one of the candidates is because he's on a terrible team, a horrible team at that. The worst team to me in the league, even though they got solid players and NBA players in general. I still think DeAngelo Russell can average a lot more points, not only because he's more experienced, not only because he knows his spots, he can watch the footage, he can study the game, he can make the improvements. He's working on things this summer. We just don't know what he's working on. He can shoot the three, he can shoot the mid-range. He's a solid pick and roll scorer too, and he's going to have to take a lot of shots for this Brooklyn Nets team to win, and that's his strongest suit. He can play make. He's a combo guard, but he loves to score the basketball, and that's something that he's going to get a bigger opportunity to do in Brooklyn. Next, Kris Dunn. Kris Dunn has definitely got to be on all of our most improved lists because Dwayne Wade is gone. Jimmy Butler is gone. Rondo is gone. Only person he got to compete with is Cameron Payne. But Cameron Payne, guess what? He broke his foot. He's going to be gone for 2 months into the season. So it all goes to Zach LaVine and Kris Dunn. So that means Kris Dunn has opportunity to score a lot more points than he did last year, which should increase his chances of winning the most improved player, because he had a terrible season last year. It's kind of obvious that he only averaged 3.8 points, 2.4 assists, and 2.1 rebounds. And all he has to do is score 15 points or 20 points a game on a terrible Chicago team, and he might even win. He might even win most improved because he can average 10 more points just for being a starter. And if he starts for the Chicago Bulls, he can go from 3.8 points to like 15, 16, 17 points, and that's going to be the hugest increase just because he went to a worse team and he gets to start and he gets to put up a lot of empty stats and numbers. So with that being said, it's easy for him to be a candidate because he's going to get a lot more minutes than he did in Minnesota. His most minutes he had was 17.1 minutes a game. He's going to be getting 30 to 40 depending on Cameron Payne and depending on who they want to start. But if he gets to start or he comes out as a 6 or 7 man, he's going to have a huge chance to increase his stats all across the board. Field goal percentage, three-point percentage, free throw, rebounds, and assists. So you have to put Kris Dunn on this list, and he might be the winner. But I got other players I want to talk about. Harrison Barnes, I feel like he can get better than he was last year. He closed some games. He stepped up in fourth quarters. He knocked down big shots. He even beat the Bucks by going on a scoring streak. So all you got to do is continue to knock down the corner in the spot up threes, get some transition baskets, get a couple isolation baskets, come off a couple screens, knock down some free throws, and he can be averaging 24, 25 points a game because he's on a team like Dallas that need him to score and they need him to be a great player, which means more shots, more chances to score, and he shot a good field goal percentage, even though Dirk missed some of the season, and they was changing the roster with Yogi Ferrell and Seth Curry coming in. So with that being said, Harrison Barnes, he has a huge opportunity to make his step even bigger this year if they give him the ball like they should. Jonathan Simmons, he's another one of those guys where he's going to a team that he can contribute more than he used to because they need him. They really need him in Orlando to put up stats and play very hard defensively. So his numbers will go up because he was a bench player at best at in San Antonio, I should say, he only averaged 6 points a game in San Antonio. But if you look at his numbers in the postseason, he averaged 13 against the Rockets. He averaged 15 against the Warriors. And he wasn't the best player because those are great defensive teams in the Warriors, but he was able to double his scoring. He even scored 22 points one game. And I was like, Jonathan Simmons, he has potential. And he only averaged 6 points a game in San Antonio both years. And now he gets a chance to get in the rhythm, get some quality minutes. He gets to contribute more, get more assists, get more rebounds, get a chance to score and show what he can do, knock down some threes, get to the paint, get some fast break points, knock down a couple of free throws, and he can easily average about 12 to 15 points. It may not be a Kris Dunn improvement or something like what Giannis did, but he can go from averaging single digits to almost 16 a game just by getting more minutes and more opportunities. Otto Porter Jr., he's another guy I want to talk about because he's a guy that he's a little silent. He don't talk. He doesn't really get that many interviews, and people don't really know him because they don't be on TV as much as other teams. But he's a guy that been continually improving over the season. He averaged 2 to 6 to 11 to 13, and now that he got his max contract and John Wall upped his stats, Bradley Beal upped his stats. Now they like, oh my God, they have so much talent, but they don't have enough to win the East. That's because they need Otto Porter, the guy that they paid, to step up and get a bigger role in the offense. He was a ridiculous three-point shooter last year, shooting over 40% at 43%. That improved every season. He went from shooting 36 to 45 to 47 to 51% from the field, because he got the spot up threes, the cuts, and the free throws, and the fast break points, the cut shot, the backdoor cuts, and then he was able to knock down some three balls, so that upped his percentages. He even became an 80% free throw shooter because he took a lot more attempts and got the ball more, so he was more in rhythm. His rebounds was up and his steals was up. And now I can see him going from a 13-point scorer to more like an 18, 19 glue guy type of numbers. Not superstar numbers, not mind-blowing numbers, but the guy has improved literally every year. I think he was worth the money that they gave him, and he's still young, and he's still a glue guy. He can rebound, he can pass, he can play a little bit of pick and roll, he can get out on the fast break, he can knock down a three, he can play within the offense. He just needs to improve his isolation scoring so they can give him the ball and he can be a weapon. And the more he improves, the more John Wall, the more Bradley Beal improve, they can just add that one last piece and they'll be a contender in the East with the Celtics, with the Cleveland Cavaliers, with the Toronto Raptors. I think they're in that top four already, but now they had to take that step to be better than Cleveland and Boston. Last person is Jusuf Nurkic. He only averaged not that many points a game just because he was playing with Denver, where he only averaged 8 points a game in Denver. So he didn't really put up amazing numbers because he had to play behind Jokic and them. But when he went to Portland, he averaged 15 points a game. He shot a little bit higher from the field. His free throw numbers was up because he had more attempt. His rebounds was up because he had more opportunity because of the minutes. And, of course, he averaged more assists, more blocks, and more steals because he had an opportunity to get more minutes. And I think that will continue this season. He'll be more familiar with his teammates. He'll know the spots. He'll have more practice. He'll have training camp. He'll be able to gel because they playing in scrimmages, and then they get to play the preseason games. So he'll fit better, he'll feel better, and he'll be more acclimated with his teammates. So that should boost his stats up past 15, because at first they just say, hey, we just need you to play hard and just run pick and roll. Now he'll know the plays. He'll know where everybody is at on the court. He'll know their hot spots. And that's crazy for him to be in the pick and roll and making the right passes, making the right reads. He knows when to hit the jumper. He knows when to post up. He knows when to rim run to the basket. He knows when to crash the boards. So he can average even more numbers because he's going to get more minutes. And on top of that, he's going to get more opportunity. Plus the familiarity with his teammates is going to help him average more stats and be more efficient and be more dominant because he knows where everybody's at on the court and he knows where the plays are. And he can read the defense good because you just can't put up 15 and 10 just because you're a great player. You have to put effort and energy, and he plays with a lot of hustle and effort and energy. But if I had to pick somebody, it'd be Kris Dunn because at the end of the day, he only averaged 3.8 points a game. And like I said, the person that would take majority of his minutes would be Cameron Payne. And I'm not saying that Cameron Payne is better than Kris Dunn. It's just at the end of the day, you still have Jerrion Grant, but he's more of a role player. I don't really see. They have a lot of them on this team, but I only really see Jerrion Grant playing a little bit of some backup point guard, and I see Zach LaVine more of a shooting guard, even though they got listed as a point guard. So I like Kris Dunn winning the most improved player because he has the most minutes increase and he's going to have more opportunity. And that means he should be able to produce. And if he produces, he's going to have the hugest increase in points, rebounds, and assists, and probably field goal and 3-point and free throw percentages. So that's my pick, Kris Dunn. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I missed a player. Let me know if I overlooked a player. Let me know if I overrated a player. Or let me know your top 5 people that can be most improved players coming into this season. There's a lot of players out there. There's a lot of people you can pick. Let me know who you think the guys are that can improve the most. Check out my website at analysisplayground.com. The link in the description in the comment section below. Also, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. The link will be in the description in the comment section below. All I'm asking you guys to do is click the website, subscribe to the newsletter, and check out my Facebook page. Like to show support. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out, and let me know what you guys think about the Most Improved Player Award.